I have created a card game. I'm going to start shuffling now to save time. So in the card game, there are two players. It's a two-player card game, and the goal, and then each player has 25 lives, and the goal of each player is to either reduce the opponent's deck to 0, or to reduce their opponent's health to 0. It'll make more sense as when I show you a practice thing. There are also these. There are the simple rules. I'll go over the actual simple rules that apply to everyone first, and there are the special rules that apply to 4 different factions. I'm gonna think. That's not shuffling. Okay, so the very first thing that either player does is they take 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've taken 7 cards. You're not supposed to show your opponent, but I'm going to show you because I'm explaining this game. See these cards? Good. Now after doing that, you're supposed to discard 2 cards from this deck, the hand. For the purposes of explaining this video, I'm going to remove the 8 and the 5. Yeah, the 8 and the 5. And then after removing them, I'm going to put them back in here. Back into the deck. Now, there are 5 specific spots on each side of the opponent's board. So that's the opponent's side, this is my side. I don't have 2 decks. This is the best I could do. So, there's the deck, there is the battlefield, there's the spot to put the resource cards, there is the discard pile, also known as the graveyard, and then there is the hand. This is my hand. I'm showing you again. I'm not supposed to show the opponent, but you're not the opponent, and I'm trying to explain this to you. Now, after doing this, you put down the red cards. Red cards are going to be called resource cards. So I'm going to put down my 4 and 9. Alright, see them? Good. So 4, 9 over here. Good. Now, these are the fighter cards. Okay? The fighter cards. Okay, you can put down as many fighter cards as you have as much resource. For example, right here, I have 4 resource plus 9 resource, 13 resource. So I have 13 resources. Here, I have a jack, a 2, and another jack. Now, the good thing. Okay, so I can put down the jack and the 2 because in this game, jacks are 11s, queens are 12s, kings are 13s, and aces are 14s, are worth 14, like rank 14. Okay, so I have a jack, which is 11, plus 2, 13. So I'm allowed to put those 2 down, as I put them down. Now, after spending that, I've spent 13 resource. 13. So these 2 are spent. Spent means that, I can either turn them over or just remember that these are spent. So I have 1 card left in my hand. Now, after you place these down, they can't do anything. What they can do, however, is block incoming damage. So, now it's my opponent's turn. There's no opponent. But just for, explanatory purposes, let's suppose that they have a 9, all ready to go. So then they attack me. Okay, so, when they attack me, I can choose 2 things. I can block with the 2, I can block with the jack, or I could block with both of them together. And, okay, so let's just suppose that the 9 attacks, that I choose to block with the 2. When that happens, the 2 is deleted because, 9 is greater than 2. So the 2 goes into the graveyard, but the 9 doesn't keep going. The 9 goes back to where it was before to attack me in the next move. But let's suppose that let's suppose I blocked it with my jack. If I block it with my jack, jack 11 greater than 9, yeah? So then my opponent's 9 goes into their graveyard, so it dies. And my jack, nothing bad happens to my jack. Good? Okay, so, and when it's my turn, I pick up 1, 2 cards. There's a max hand size of 5 cards. After you reach 5 cards, you have to discard until the end of, you're only allowed to have 5 cards at the end of your turn. Make sense? So you can't, have 20 cards in your hand. Make sense? Good. So now the next move goes on, okay? My jack, I can place on my jack. Now, these 2 that I placed before are now ready to go. They have a wait period of 1 turn. So about 1 turn I place them down. I can't use it. They can't attack yet. They attack on my next turn. So this is the next turn that I was mentioning before. So now both of these attack. Jack 11 plus 2. These do 13 damage. 25 minus 13 is 12. Good. So they do 12 damage and then come back. The only way for these to die is if my opponent blocks it. So suppose that their 9 hadn't died yet and it was back here. If they blocked my 2, then this would have died. But after blocking it, they don't have anything else to like actually block it with. So like, you know, this thing's blocking capabilities have been used. So the Jack keeps going, ramming into them. Heal. So suppose, and then like, you know, the same rules as I said before with the 9 attacking me. Yeah, same idea. Now, I'm just gonna put this back. If I have no cards, I'll just pretend I have no cards. Then I take 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My cards. Look at these cards. Good. Now, those are all the rules that you need to know for now. Now, what else you need to know is about the factions. There are 4 factions. Look at the number 4. Okay, so the first faction is the Mages. The Mages use diamond resource cards, because get it, like diamonds used by mages. Okay, to use as spells. You use these spells against any card you want, not against the people, but against any card. For example, if I use the 4 against a 2, 4 is greater than 2. Like, you know, 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So then both of these go into their respective to their respective graveyards. So like, you know, the 4 goes over there, my 2 goes over there. But suppose that they had decided to attack my my Jack. And suppose they had decided to attack my Jack. Now, a Jack is greater than 4. Sorry, these are dead. Jack is greater than 4. But what happens is the Jack, these two, like the 4 damage reduces its power. For example, so this Jack has 11, right? 11 minus 4 is 7. Good job. 7. So this now counts as 7. Make sense? Good. They can also do the same thing against my resources. Like, you know, there's no subtracting anymore. There's only can it be destroyed or not. So if they tried to do this against the 9, which I'm not sure why they would, this just goes away into their graveyard. Nothing really happens. Next up is the Assassins. For the Assassins, every single one of the Assassin's cards are flipped over, only to be seen by, suppose I was of the Assassin faction. Then, every single one of these cards can only be looked at by myself. Make sense? This offers a protection against the mages, because like the mages don't know what it can and what it can't hit. Where it would be most strategically useful. Good. Next up, after this, that's all you need to know about the Assassins. Next up after this are the Necromancers. Yeah, these are still dead, by the way. The Necromancers could spend health, what's it called? Heart resource cards. Okay, they can, like, you know, not just spend them, but like kill them. Like they go into the graveyard. So what happens is, suppose, like, you know, I was playing and, like, you know, this is my current discard pile, my graveyard. So what I can do is take my graveyard into my hand, put this down there, flip it over, and then look through it. Now what can happen here? What can happen here is, because this was 9, I can choose any cards that add up to, but not greater than 9. For example, I can choose the 5 and 3, 2 and 3, 8. Yeah, that's it. 5 and 3, 5 and 2, 6, 8, like any of those cards, and then they come back to life. And the very last, that's all you need to know about the Necromancers. And then the last people that you need to know of are the priests. So the priests, I'm gonna put this back, by the way. I'm gonna put like that card down. It's just so, like, you know, I can put down like a more explanatory version By the way, every time that you end a turn, these spent cards become unspent. You're able to use them again in the next turn. So I just put down the queen. So now I have queen is 12 plus 11. So now I have 21. I can put down 15 plus this is 20. Actually, 15. Right? Yeah, this is 15. 20. So I can put down these two, and then of course these go down to do damage. Well, these two can block, and technically all 4 of these can block because they exist. But only these two can do damage. Where was I? Alright, yeah. And now for the priests. What the priests can do is they take the any one of their the battling cards, okay, and specifically the clovers. They take the clovers, okay, and then they move them into the graveyard. So because they did that, the opponent has to take away that many cards from their deck. So that way the priests can very literally just drain the opponent's deck all the way down to 0. So this is the jacks. So this is 11, right? Yeah, 11. So suppose my opponent plays this, the jack. Okay, not just plays, but gets rid of this. So sacrifices this. Then I'm forced to discard 11 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That was very painful, by the way. Okay, and then they finish with their turn. Now it's my turn. Then I do, I could place these down because remember I have 23 resource. Very fun game. And that is all that you need to know about my new game. I'm gonna put these cards away now.